to help you play the songs you love with the people you love. Yesterday, I asked the question. I'll just read it here. What's the best way to get better faster at fingerstyle guitar? And for this past month and the coming month, October, we're really going to be focusing on fingerstyle guitar. And I gave 4 answers in the poll, and there was a distinct winner. And the first way to get better at fingerstyle faster was to learn songs. That was option A. B was to arrange songs for yourself. And C was to play live with others. And then number 4, D, would be other, and leave a comment. There were no comments. Everyone either picked learn new songs, arrange your own songs, or play live with others. The winner far and away was learn new songs, which I completely agree with. And the second place, which I completely agree with, is arrange your own songs. And then bringing up the tail there was play live with others. And I'm kind of glad it worked out that way, because I completely think that that's the logical order that you need to go through to really get better at fingerstyle guitar. You can practice patterns all day long, or you can practice the same old songs over and over again. But I think the best way to get better at fingerstyle guitar is to, number 1, learn a lot of songs in the particular style of fingerstyle that you want to get good at. And then number 2 is to come up with arrangements for your own songs, or take cover songs and come up with your own arrangements for them. And I think you have to do them in that order, at least to a degree, because when you learn songs, it teaches you kind of the structure of how fingerstyle works, not only for the physical part of it, but like how to pull melodies out of chord shapes and things like that. And like if you start with Dust in the Wind, something really pattern based, and then start with something like Freight Train. Sorry about that. Right. And what those types of songs do, and then Dust in the Wind, what those types of songs do is they teach you how to draw things and melodies out of the chord shapes that we use to play, our cowboy chords and bar chords. When we get really used to doing that, learning how to come up with your own arrangements of fingerstyle songs is a lot easier, and it becomes more intuitive. And you start to get kind of a sixth sense of how to pull melodies out of these chord shapes. So, for example, like if you take Amazing Grace, I don't know, say, there you go. You'll be able to once you learn how fingerstyle works and how the chords are the basic skeletal kind of structure, you'll be able to just, if it's a simple melody, you'll be able to come up or hear it in your head, and then just throw in the chords for whatever it is and play it over top. There you go. And that's, I think, where you really start to get better faster at fingerstyle guitars, when you've learned, your 5 to 10 standard fingerstyle songs, but you start to come up with your own arrangements of songs. And this is one that I actually know now. Like the last one I did was "Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus." When I play through that, it took me a long time to come up with it, but when I play through it now, all I see is the chords. I see the chords as they go by, and then like the little melody changing. And I pull a pinky or a third finger out usually to get a note that's out of the chord, and then all the rest of the notes are in the chord usually. But that's the road I'm on, and that's how I found is the best way to get better faster at fingerstyles. Learn songs. Start easy with the ones that are pattern based, and then go into things that are a little bit more complicated, like Freight Trade or Deep River Blues. Once you get to that point, you have enough experience under your belt to where you can start coming up with your own arrangements. I saw a chat in there, but my chat is not up here. Oh, here it is. Let's see. Okay, live chat. Sure, let's do it. Got it. Amazing Grace. Yeah, Joseph. Amazing Grace. Learning new songs is best, David says. And David also says, my live stream submission for this month will include a little fingerstyle out of necessity because, oh, come on, live chat, don't disappear on me. Because I was struggling with picking the intro live. Nerves, fingerstyles more consistently using. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's great. And like fingerstyle to me, I'm the opposite. Like when I do fingerstyle, if I'm a little bit nervous, I'm more inclined to mess up a little bit. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 picks going on usually, right? And the margin of error isn't that big. And but I constantly keeping those plates spinning, like I don't know, 5 to 10 staple songs, and then constantly having 1 or 2 arrangement songs I'm working on for arranging seems to keep me sharp when I'm not being distracted by all the stuff I have to do for Guitar Fam if I'm doing like lead guitar or blues stuff. But if I'm consistently doing fingerstyle stuff, that keeps me sharp, and I think it's the best way to learn to get faster. A distant third, I think, was, and that's why I put it as option C for the poll that we did, is playing live with others. Because playing live with others kicks your crutches or your training goes out from under you, and it exposes how your weak spots of the things you've been practicing, and it helps you, especially if you're playing with another fingerstyle player, you can learn from them big time. But when your weak areas are exposed, you know what to focus on in your practice time more, which is fantastic. Usually it's your thumb or like one particular passage of a song. And for me, for Freight Train, it's this G7. If I don't play that often, then it gets a little shaky, especially the transition from the open C to a G7. You can hear it's a little bit buzzy there. I need to woodshed that a little bit. And the way I would do that, when I get to that, look at that G7, I slow down to make sure I land it. And go as slow as I need to at that point. Much better than blasting through it and letting the mistakes slide, which is hard to do, right? We all want to play fast and up to speed, but it's not always the easiest thing to have that much self-control. Let's see, did I miss somebody? Alan, hey Alan, what's going on? Nice to see you, man. Can't wait to start we have a live mastermind sessions for fingerstyle coming up in a few weeks. I'm sure I'll see some of you guys in there. Why does this chat keep disappearing? That's weird. Okay, well, I'll see if I can figure that out for next time so I don't have to keep touching the thing. Buffalo Girls, Tommy Emmanuel, I saw that video on YouTube. Anything but Tommy Emmanuel's awesome, and he really is the benchmark. Everybody sees Tommy Emmanuel playing, they're like, I want to do that. It doesn't look that bad. It's not that hard. And then they realize that Tommy Emmanuel he's probably spent more hours playing guitar than he has anything else in the world besides sleeping since he's like 3 years old, right? And he's probably, there's the best, but he's definitely like the top 1%, top 0.1% of guitar players in the world. And expecting to be able to do that overnight or in a couple of years is just unreasonable. But tempering your expectations to play, like I want to be able to play Dust in the Wind this year. I want to be able to play Freight Train next year. And then along the way, you're playing all these accompaniment patterns, playing live with other people to kind of iron out your kinks. And managing your expectations like that is a much more reasonable way to pursue fingerstyle. And the problem I had when I was in school is like I had a really advanced fingerstyle teacher. And he would really push me to play advanced stuff. And I feel bad because I couldn't play. I couldn't get it down fast, and I thought, oh, I should be getting this, but I didn't realize that it was very advanced stuff, and it takes a long time to develop that kind of stuff. David says, Nate, besides Tommy, who were tops on the recent polls about fingerstyles? Let me look. I have it up here. It's kind of difficult because I have the poll up in like 3 different places. Let me just find it. Oh, that's on the I have one person that they gave me a pretty good list. So let me go there. Posts under posts. Here it is. The non-mentioned Fiona Misty says the non-mentioned ones of theirs was Michael Hedges, Lindsey Buckingham. That one comes up a lot. Pierre Ben Susan, Kaki King, Muriel Anderson, and Angela Lancieri. And then another one was somebody else, but Joe Robinson. So that's pretty cool. Let me see if there are any other contributions here or comments. No comments on Instagram. Let's see. Just check Facebook real quick. I could have listed my top 10 favorite fingerstyle players, but I didn't want to. I don't think people would digest that too well. Top 5 was better. What are yours, David? Any others that I missed that weren't on there that you liked a lot? Well, maybe I didn't. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Here you go. Oh, yours is right here. Tommy Manuel, of course. Justin Johnson. Gabrielle. Cavedo. And Naudo. I'm not sure who that is. I have to look that one up. Sweet. Joe Pass. That's from Miles. Not a shredder, but flamboyant. But he played with a lot of soul. Yeah, cool. I don't know if I would consider him a fingerstyle player, but Joe Pass is amazing. Maybe I don't know a lot about Joe Pass. I'm not really into jazz. So anyway, that's the live for this week. Just kind of recapping what are the best ways to get faster on guitar. I think learning songs that are reasonable for your skill level, and then as soon as you have enough of the basics down with finger dexterity, understanding how chords or melody can be pull out of chords. As soon as you can do that and have a little bit of a handle on that, then start. Look, if you hear jingle on TV, try to figure it out on guitar. If you have a favorite song like Hallelujah or something, try to come up with a fingerstyle arrangement for it. You may have to play around with the capo or what key you're playing it in for what different chord shapes, because certain chord shapes or certain keys make things way easier for certain songs on guitar. But I think doing those things and then just getting out and playing as much as possible, those 2 things, if you do those, you're going to get better way faster on guitar. That and practicing every day if you can. And I probably practice 5 or 6 days a week. Sometimes it's only 15 minutes, sometimes it's an hour and a half. But in this stage of life, it's never more than an hour and a half. So just be encouraged. If you only have like a half an hour a day to practice, you can still make good progress as long as you're consistent with it. Okay, tomorrow is our Guitar Fam Jam live stream here on YouTube. And we have a few, like 4 or 5 student video reviews. And I think there are more coming in. We'll probably end up with 6 or 7, I would imagine. So that's great. Actually, I think there's more than that. I need to clean out the inbox today. I'm just getting back to work kind of this week, coming off of paternity leave from our new one. Let's see. What else did I miss? No. Just checking the chat one more time before we head out. Yeah, Doyle Dykes he's up there with my favorite ones. He's up there with Tommy Manuel for me. I saw him live, and he literally changed the way I think about guitar. There are a few guitar players that change the way I think about guitar. One's Doyle Dykes, one's Brett Garson, one is Monty Montgomery. And I'm not counting jazz players because I'm not into jazz, but if I were, there'd be some jazz players in there too. So I guess that's it, guys. Thanks. We'll do live next week again with another poll on Wednesday. I'll see you then. Until then.